Okay guys, hear me out on this one. The new gen will betray Konoha. Disclaimer, I just recently caught up with the manga, and I don't know if someone else has said this before. This theory first came to my mind when Shikamaru asked Ino to use the mental communication jutsu. I don't know the proper name. Off the record, the adults in charge were basically breaking national security laws. But then Ino refused to help after the Inogen incident, and that got me thinking. Since Shikamaru started realizing something was off with the whole Boruto is the villain narrative, communicating with Boruto and KK became clearly necessary, at least for defeating the Shinjus. Now, when Ino refused to help Shikamaru, the question was, who is going to use the mental communication jutsu? My first guess was Inogen, since he's new gen, and Boruto's story is about the new gen. So, I've been patiently waiting to see if my theory comes true. At this point, we already have 3. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. New gen ninjas helping Boruto, aka Team B. Sarada, Mitsuki, Inogen, and also Samire, but here I'm focusing on kids whose parents were in OG Naruto. Still, she counts among those helping Boruto. One thing I'm certain of is that Shikadai will also join, though I'm not sure how his relationship with Boruto will play out. Another character, of course, is Himawari. She's obviously already on Boruto's side, believing he's innocent. But I feel Boruto doesn't want her involved at all, to the point where he'll deliberately keep her in the dark about any plan and might even forbid his allies from including her in fights. I think KK might involve Himawari against Boruto's wishes, which would create great tension in their already strained, somewhat distrustful relationship. TBD. Now, about Chocho. This is tricky. She's known in the plot mainly for 2 reasons, being part of the Ino, Shika, Cho trio and being Sarada's best friend, or ex-best friend, as it seems now. I don't see a strong reason for her to support Boruto, but overall, I think she will eventually join Team Boruto. Metally? Man, I really wish the manga had explored more of his relationships with the others, especially considering how much history exists before the new gen's birth and growth. The thing about this squad of new gens helping Boruto is that they mirror the Konoha 11. The K-11's main goal at one point was to stop/kill Sasuke, a defector and criminal, basically saving the village/world from a huge threat. Meanwhile, Team B is helping/protecting Boruto, another defector and criminal, so they can defeat the Shinjus and protect the world and their loved ones. I also think that at some point, they'll realize the Boruto is the villain narrative is flawed, suspicious, or incomplete, and they may even start defending him. Another reason I believe this theory will come true is the growing influence of the daimyo and the elders in recent events. For the new gen to take matters into their own hands, the manga first needs to remove the older gen from power.
How?
It's already happening. The elders are stripping the old gen of political power in Konoha and the Fire Nation. In the latest chapter, we see that the daimyo and the elders aren't getting along with Shikamaru. Since Naruto's death, they've slipped back into their old habits of being controlling and arrogant. We also see that Konohamaru, nephew of a Hokage, unofficial disciple of another Hokage, and once a Hokage candidate, is literally being investigated by the secret services. I think Sai is secretly on Shikamaru's side, but for now his hands are tied, so he's laying low. I know Sakura isn't really part of politics, more of administration, but I'm shocked the elders haven't harassed her. Her husband betrayed the village again by helping Naruto's killer escape, and I'm sure Sakura sided with Sasuke and Sarada, defending them against the village. Plus, her daughter spent 3 years fighting the higher-ups to defend Boruto. I'm very curious how the Uchihas have been treated these past 3 years. Since Sakura isn't in politics, we'll see, but I'm sure she'll be cornered eventually. As for Ino, I think she'll go down with Shikamaru, explained below. So how will they lose power? Simple, by the end of the next arc. Here's what I think. The slimy bald pervert will attack Konoha. There will be casualties, and he might even succeed in devouring Ida and defeating Damon. This will enrage the daimyo and the elders, automatically leading to Shikamaru's dismissal. If he's fired, Ino and Sai will likely be found guilty and fired too. Once the political and administrative leaders are gone, the elders can put whoever they want in power. I don't think Kakashi or Tsunade will return as Hokage. More likely, the daimyo and elders will appoint a convenient puppet Hokage, ruling from the shadows. This person won't last long, but they'll be a huge obstacle for both old gen and new gen. With all eyes on the old gen, the new gen will actually gain an advantage, since they'll be underestimated. In short, Konohamaru won't be Hokage anytime soon. From then on, the new gen will have to step up, working against their political leaders and siding with Boruto, thus becoming traitors themselves. By that point, Shikadai will also join Team B. I think he'll do it on his own, without needing recruitment like Inajin. He already suspects something is wrong, and I think Shikamaru himself will tell Shikadai about Boruto and their collaboration. Personally, I really want to see Sarada and Shikadai working together, the future Hokage and her future advisor side by side. Eventually, the new gen will be caught red-handed by the elders and officially branded traitors. So yeah, that's my theory. Make sure to leave your opinion in comment section.